What is up YouTube, it is Matty and welcome to this war recap. I am joined with my son Ben on this video because unfortunately these days I do not get enough much free time to be able to actually do recordings. Plus you might have noticed a little dip in my upload. It's like doing like 2 in one day and then not for a couple of days and stuff, and it's just life seems to be getting that much harder to sort of control in terms of doing these videos and that sort of thing. So hopefully I'll be able to get it on track, but I don't know at this point. But anyway, we've got quite a lot of attacks to show on the Town Hall 9 and Town Hall 10 front. It was actually a good war. These guys, they were, I believe they're an ex-modding clan. They were had some good bases, put some good attacks, but to be honest, didn't even really get close to us. We were able to put up quite a lot of Town Hall 10 triples, a couple of Town Hall 11 triples, and if you want to see the 11 triples, I suggest you take a look at my bowler video that I did recently, or the video I just recorded before this one. So it's probably gone up just before this one as well. So it's the recordings from this war though. But yeah, right down the bottom of the field the bases were pretty poor, so I just didn't want to show that. We're going to kickstart with my Town Hall 9 hit because it's not that great, but because I rarely get a chance to do Town Hall 9 raids anymore, sort of live recorded or anything like that. I like to feature them now and then, just to let you guys know I am still here on Town Hall 9. I used a couple of Valkyries right at the start of the raid for a bit of funneling, just to make sure they go right, and the plan was send the Queen in at 6, bowlers with healers in at 3. Queen would get the CC pull, deal with that. Beautiful funnel would be created, send my sort of King and Valks in onto that army camp, and then they would go into the core, rage heal there, and let it happen. See here, it's all working nicely, but something quite unexpected does happen. The main unexpected thing is that it ends up being the bowlers that get the CC pull, so you can see I'm going to have to deal with that on the fly. I did not expect that. I thought it was going to be the Queen that got the CC pull, and here you can see the bowlers are in position there, and I should have known really. The Queen always sits that bit further back anyway, and the bowlers like to run up ahead, and they are a bit quicker in getting the things down, obviously, with a group of level 3s. But here I'm just relying on poison spells. There's going to be 2 poison spells I have to drop. There goes the second one onto that dragon, and that's going to be basically the only thing that's killing the dragon at the moment. I mean, my bowlers are getting slammed by it, along with those 2 cannons shooting, but the healers are doing a good job in keeping them alive, and it looks like I'm almost able to keep them well, at least I've kept one alive, let's put it that way. Now the Valkyries, the King are going in. I was worried there about the way that they were pulled off to the side. I was worried about the health of the Valks because of the giant bombs there, but heal down, rage in. I knew the Queen would pull them into the core, so I was fine with that. I didn't need a jump in there. Jump out was fine as well. I used a couple of loons just for these archer towers that you can see at 12 and at 9 o'clock. And I was kind of worried that, well, I didn't bring much of any other cleanup, and that was the biggest worry on this raid, that I wouldn't have any cleanup. Oh, hold on, Ben. No, they are basically finished, Ben. He's found, yeah, there you go.
What's that bit?
You don't want that bit.
What's that bit?
You don't want that bit.
These bits.
Yes, you can have those bits.
Not that one.
Yeah, even that one. He's found, yeah, chips. Anyway, this raid, it did come very, very close on the timer. I think it was a couple of seconds left on the board, but luckily was able to get that 3-star on the fresh hit, which is nice. But it was a bit overkill. You can see from the amount of troops I've got left. I mean, it was a really poor base design. But then again, it did come pretty close on the timer, so I did make a bit of a mountain out of a molehill there, particularly when you're going to see some of these other guys' hits. So we're going to start off with number 20 with Rayquaza. Let's have a little look. We've got a double Zapquake drag sort of mini laloon attack. I don't know if there's an actual name for this strategy that's out there, but the concept is relatively simple. Come here a sec. The concept is relatively simple. You take out 2 air defences, you probably use your heroes to take down another air defence, and then you use dragons to push in to get the Queen kill. Yeah, I'm doing the video, remember? Oh, behind you. One moment. There. So yeah, two air defenses being Zapquaked. Probably going to use dragons to take down most of the base, and then just use the hound loon for that final air defense. I assume there's going to be a hound in the clan castle. You can see the heroes, he's guiding them in now. He needs to get that one air defense down, that's the idea. So with 3 air defenses taken care of, Queen should be able to take down that clan castle as well, that's the hope. This is the part where she's going to potentially go inside or take that air defense down, and you can see she just about gets it, then takes the dragon down. Getting the dragon down here will be key. The loons won't matter as much because they it's only air attacks that are coming for the rest of the raid. There go a big group of dragons. Hasn't got any rage spell for the queen, but it shouldn't be too much of an issue taking her down. And he has got a couple of hounds and loons for the final for that final air defense. Expo's pointing down, make it much easier on the dragons. They're not going to get hurt too damaged over time. Teslas are there to cause a bit of damage. Queen is down quite quickly. There go the 2 hounds onto that final air defense, and a nice spread of the loons. He's gonna get quite a good kill here. Unfortunately, the wizard tower is locked onto like 4 or 5 loons there, so doing quite a bit of damage to them. The other wizard tower is fully distracted, which is perfect. But now he's taken down so much of the base. Those hounds have barely took any damage. He probably could have got away with 1 max hound in the clan castle actually. But you know, and the extra 6 loons might have made this raid even better. But it's still a nice strategy to use to bring to the table a bit of variation. Using the Zapquake to take down those 2, king and queen to take down the 1 final air defense, and then just the dragons killing the queen, because one of the biggest worries about laloon is, and what most of the bases are, the meta now these days, is that the air defenses are away from the queen, meaning that any sort of charges to get the queen and the clan castle, you're probably not going to get that many air defenses, or if you do, it's going to be a big cost. That's why this sort of strategy has been born, I guess. Anyway, next raid, you're going to see some bowler action. You're going to see a queen walk, queen charge. In fact, she's going to charge through that wizard tower compartment, which is pretty cool. Getting a bit of funneling going. Those first few wall breakers to get that queen going in. Little bit of basic funneling happening. That giant used to distract for the so the wall breakers could go in. Minion to funnel those buildings, so she's fine. And Queen wants to take down that scene. Unfortunately, he's lost a healer very early on, which is going to hurt him soon when it comes to dealing with those wizard towers, and when she's got a bit of point defense on her and clan castle and stuff like that. But a couple of wizards going down here. That wizard towers. That one wizard is doing very well in the funneling, walking up the side, and good use of the giant there. And in fact, you saw the wall breakers just breaking in that giant, getting the traps out the way, and then more wall breakers coming in down the bottom side here to get that queen through the next layer. Also, obviously you got the CC pull happening. Good. This timing on the ability had to be spot on. He hasn't got too many rage spells. He's got 2 rages, but he's probably not going to want to use all of them for the queen. But now she's recovered. She's in a great position because there's not much other damage that's going to happen over there. And here we go. Look, Valkyrie is going in. More funneling happened with the wizards, and there go those max bowlers. And check this out. This is good because you've got such a massive dead zone in the middle of this base. Bowlers can be actually quite effective in just pushing straight through the base and taking down some compartments, getting rid of those defenses. Valkyrie is going through now. We're going to have to break in that wall. The bowlers helping take down the queen. The Valks are there as well. King done. But unfortunately down the bottom side of the base, the queen has come to an unnatural end because the air defense got the better of her and took her down. So now it's just the Expo that's left, but with the Valkyries and the bowlers at the top side, surely they're going to be able to come back down. Swag Rage and Swag Jump there is pretty cool. Also a Swag Poison in the army camp. I don't think he wanted to swag it. I think I remember him saying that he's upgrading his spell factory and is only going to want to use it when it's absolutely necessary. Next thing I'm going to show is Rishi on number 18. So this one was a really interesting attack because he swagged out a troop that you don't normally swag out, I'm not going to lie. And the reason he did it is because his kill squad got more than he thought. So the 3 air, well, there's obviously 4 air defences, all relatively close to the core. But look at the jump. The jump is going to allow him into a major portion of the base. He's got a lot of Valkyries, 10 Valks going in. You can see the major part of the base that jump's going to let him into, and we're going to see in a minute that how these Valks actually end up doing. With the Queen in there as well. The worrying thing is that they've had those minions on the Valks for quite a while. But the heal spell was placed so well that it did fine. King's now in a good position. Look, another air defense gone down there, so that's 2 air defenses gone. Here it is. There's the magic move that no one expected. 3rd air defense is now taken care of. Queen is actually walking around towards the 4th air defense, which is unreal. Highly unexpected in this attack. But now he's got to send that hound in, that first hound in, a couple of loons in onto those sort of exposed defences, and we're going to see how it goes out. Queen still moving towards that final air defence, but she won't have a chance to take it down because the loons are already there. So the question is now, he needs to use his loons very well, because you've got a few defense targeting, loon targeting defences to deal with here. Most of his loons have survived anyway on the first round, but how is he going to use these extra 3 loons to his advantage? 2 going in there, good time because the wizard tower is distracted. He will be able to get that Tesla down on hit 1, there it is, look, and then it with the hound taking so much damage, it looks like it's going to actually end up popping. Maybe, yeah, there you go, look, nice little pop there, helping with the cleanup troops. Queen's still running around the outside, left a build on the left, but hopefully the pups will get back there. We know it's a 3-star anyway, so they clearly do manage to do it within the time. And then the swag hound right at the end, which is pretty funny. I don't think I've ever seen a swag hound in an attack before. But hey, when your kill squad does better than expected, what can you say? It's just, these things can happen. Anyway, moving on to this one, we've got a starting giant walk, because there's 3-point defense going to be on him, but it'll give the Queen chance to catch up, give him chance to get the wall breakers in, allows him to start the raid without having to waste a rage spell on keeping the Queen alive. And there's no air defense in range that's the giant's going to pull the healers onto, so it's a safe little giant walk, and it was very nicely executed and well done, because it's meant that he hasn't had to waste a load of rage spells, and the Queen is on full health going into that compartment, and with that arch tower going down, with only the 1-point defense on her now, she's going to be fine on the health front. So very efficient start there, and nice little charge that's going to get him the expo, and along with that expo is a potential double giant bomb threat, or a single giant bomb spot. Tesla there as well, that's going to be nice for the to get that down, and a very controlled hog entry for the CC pool. Load of minions here. Unfortunately, when it's a lot of minions, it's difficult because you can't, it's hard to get the full CC pool unless you send in more than 1 hog, but the Queen then moved into position, and with the 1 poison he was able to get the rest of the CC, and he in fact used the ability there to kill the enemy Queen, which was a very, very high value walk. Golem being used down the bottom side here, and look at this use of bowlers, very clever as well. King being used as a funnel on the at sort of 5 o'clock, 4:30, using wall breakers to test down the bottom side there. We saw bowlers doing well, but unfortunately the King's gone up and started engaging them, and he's just destroying those bowlers one at a time, which is a little bit of a shame. Looks like the wall break, it didn't bring enough wall breakers, or there was a slight fail there, I missed it. Anyway, the Valkyries are going in now. They're having to break in, but their rage spell will get them through nice and quickly. The jump spell is there as well to help the King get through, and then you can see just a little group of hog riders coming in from 3 o'clock. They're going to help take down those arch towers, and there's not that much of the base left to go down, and I'm telling you now, there's a lot of Valkyries there under rage, which are devastating. Just that expo now, that's the only risk left. Bowlers on him, under rage as well, doing a bit of damage. He's alright, but the Valks will go in and smash that up. Raid over. Very nice attack. That's why that one made it in. Next one we're going to show is number 15. Let's have a look. And on this one we've got 7 healers, so you're going to see a bit of a queen walk. And the new meta, or what I'm seeing a lot currently, is extra use of healers. So been using healers on bowlers, using healers on Valkyries, and what it means is that if you've got extra healers, you need less spells, less heal spells, meaning that you can focus on jump and earthquake spells to get you deep into the base, poison, and still keep a poison spell there to keep it safe on the walk. Very close on the health front there, which is looking okay. Gonna need to use the rage spell soon, especially when she's on this king. Actually, use the ability there. Good timing on that. King going in with the Valkyries now onto those couple of cannons. They're doing that's gonna end. You got the entry point there with the jump spell. So taking down a large portion of the base. Nice little queen charge happening. You right, Ben?
Yeah.
Good. Okay, and yeah, because you've got the healers on the King and Valkyries, it means you don't need to worry about the heal spells, which frees you up to opening up more of the base, which is the general idea. The Queen is done. The Valkyries are looking strong on health. The Queen is looking in a good position. He's got 10 Hog Riders left. Where's he going to send them? It looks like 6 o'clock might be a good place. Maybe even 4, I was going to say. And you can see Ben's just jumped on his bike, so this is going to be loud. Hold on, let me push it. Edge him slightly away. Very nicely. Anyway, the Wizards coming up to clean up, which is looking good, and Hog's going into that final Tesla, and we're looking like we are good for this raid. I'm going to pause the video a second while I sort out Ben, just so I can continue with the recording. Bear with me. Hey guys, we are back at number 14. I've taken Ben up to back upstairs to minimise the risk of noise and horror that ensues when Ben is in the room. I know a few of you guys like it when he's on the videos. I just don't want it to be too manic and too crazy, because I do like to focus when I'm doing my commentaries and that sort of thing. But maybe I'm going to have to bring him into the feature of some videos anyway, just through the sheer amount of time I get to record is very low. It's also worth noting that I would rather spend a lot more time doing varied content, and I think my channel would be a lot bigger if I did, and if I really focused on bringing unique things back over, and a lot more how-tos and that sort of thing. But the reality is, and the genuine thing is, that it's all about the amount of time I get to do it, and it's just not, I don't get that much, I really don't, and that is the only reason. So that's just a fact of life, I guess. Having a young family, obviously being married, if I spent all my time on Clash, I don't think I would have a wife anymore. So it's a very careful balance, and YouTubing, you guys would not believe the process unless you've done it yourself, but it is not an easy thing to do. In fact, while we're going through these videos, I'll tell you a little bit about it, so you can understand a little bit. But the process from recording, clearly you've got a plan. What video you're going to do? Is it a recap? Is it a live attack? And or is it more like a specific video, like a theory video, or is there a specific talking point in it? Whatever, you got to plan the video, and obviously with that you got to plan what content's going to go in. So if it's a war recap, I need to watch every raid in the war and pick out my favourite ones and try and remember them, so that when it comes to actual commentary, I've got something to talk about within the raids themselves. And it sounds like I know what I'm talking about. Live attack, less preparation obviously, but then you need to do the whole preparation for the attack, and then anything other theory, how-to guides, they take a lot more preparation, so that's when I have got more free time. But obviously anything that's pre-video is the time for that. Obviously the entire length of the video is the recording process, so if it's an hour video, yep, I'm sat here for an hour doing this. But then the aftermath of the videos is where a lot of the time comes in as well. I was going to say, is it worth showing? No. And what I mean by that is the videos have to render, so I have to edit them first, which can be anywhere from 5 to 15 to 20, 30, 40 minutes depending on how complicated it is. If there's an audio sync issue, if there's this, that and the other, editing can take a bit of time. And then once you've edited that video in the software, you have to render it, which is creating a single video file from all your edited little bits and bobs. And that process can take, depending on obviously the size of the video, can take a couple of minutes to anywhere up to an hour, I think, because I'm using a newer laptop now and it works a bit better. So probably about the typical render process is 15 minutes to an hour, and then the upload. An upload can be a couple of hours to 3 hours. So one video might have a 4 or 5 hour cycle, maybe even longer, and then obviously naming and categorizing all those videos is the another part of it. So yeah, it's not as simple as you'd think of just record it and upload it. That isn't the be all and end all. It's all the planning before the editing, the rendering. I keep my editing process very simple to save time. I don't do anything fancy. I don't superimpose things on. I just keep it very, very simple, and that's the only way I can work actually in terms of YouTubing, because it's the only thing I get time for. Anyway, enough of that. Omar's raid, triple giant bomb, by the way. That's quite funny. I'll skip back a little bit because I did want to emphasise this. Mass bowlers, you're seeing it a lot. You'll see it on other YouTubers' channels. You'll see it everywhere. Bowlers have become a little bit of a crazy troop, and it's all about funneling. Okay, to use bowlers, you need to have a strong funnel. Look at the king placement. The bowler's going in, and they've essentially got a straight route in through this core of this base. You might want to even drop a couple of minions on the towards that elixir pump, just to make sure that this didn't happen, which is what I was about to say. I'd have probably thrown a couple of minions over there, just to make sure, but it's not the end of the world if some of them travel off, because they can hit in those extra layers. So it's not, but they're not gonna. Those bowlers aren't gonna hit much of anything, and a couple of the healers have gone off as well. So that, if a couple of minions might have really made a big difference on to use towards 9 o'clock there, and it might have made it that little bit smoother. But as I said, the attack's all about funneling, getting those guys in, raging them up, and if you can queen walk into the bowlers, you have the chance. Well, what happened here, where the healers switch to the bowlers, and they start, once you've got healed raged bowlers in the core, because they hit those multiple buildings at a time and out an extra layer, they can just devastate. Switching away from bowlers, going back to something more traditional, laloon, and by the look of it, it's a shattered laloon, so it might be a golem in the CC, unless he's going for one golem, which would be more of a cold-blooded. Might be a CB actually, because he doesn't need to get much value, and he's got 2 free spells with him as well. So it looks like it's going to be a max hound in the clan castle. And so that'll be 4 hounds in total. In that case, all he wants to really get is 1 air defense. The CC clearly out of the way, and the queen's already dead. Air defense is fine at the moment. The queen's going to have to take down this hound. That hound is going to be an absolute pain, because the amount of pups it brings to level 4 hound. That's the other thing. Whenever you get these new sort of troop levels like hounds, the implications they can have on CC troops is pretty big actually, because level 4 hounds in the CC are a right pain. But unfortunately, he didn't get their defense. But what he has got is 2 free spells, which is going to be okay. So we can see here, it's almost like a spam style, but he's just pushing in the loons in a huge wave. Rage freeze there, shut that inferno down, get them onto it quickly, ideally, although it doesn't do a huge amount of damage in a level 1 Inferno Tower, using that second free spell, but sort of using it in conjunction with the Teslas there to keep those quiet, maybe might have placed it over the air defense instead, but he needs that hound to pop really to make good use out of it. Looks like it is going to pop now. A couple of loons in perfect situ just to take it down as it does, and that is come together very nicely. Lots of cleanup troops there, good amount of loons left, and it looks like he's Coin has destroyed the base on a laloon attack. So yeah, really good. Nice hit, double freeze there. Knew he wasn't really going for an inferno on the kill squad. Kept it nice and straightforward. 10 next with Optimus Crime, dropping in some bowler action. I do want to do more bowler raids myself. Maybe you'll start seeing them in some of my attacks, because I like the idea of them. It's just how do you funnel them? And you can see here, unfortunately, it was a little bit slow on dropping the Valk there. The Valk had to, the wizard did die. Could have done a little bit more damage. But the funnel's been created, and here, as I said on the a minute ago, if you can queen walk into the bowlers, you're probably going to get the switch of the healers helping the bowlers out. So let's have a look at when it happens, and if it does. Rage in there, poison to slow down the clan castle troops. The healers are only on the queen at the moment. He could do with them switching a little bit and helping out those bowlers, but the raged bowlers just getting that huge splash damage. Watch the second layer now from that inferno tower, catching the gold storage, caught the it's just crazy, and there it is, the switching healers now going all over the place, and actually toing and froing between two different groups of bowlers. That is insane, keeping everyone healthy. Unfortunately, group of bowlers here are literally stuck smashing a wall, so they're going to fizzle out, but he's got back end loons, and this is where you can really make a potent strategy. If you can throw in back end loons to take down that point defense and leave yourself a couple of defenses left, and even if everything splits up, you should be able to come back around and get it, especially if you've got some cleanup troops. But he's got a few minions. I've seen minions used quite a few times in bowler attacks to help with the cleanup. A couple of giants there as well. Don't know what the purpose of the giants were. Probably would have been better with a couple more loons, maybe. I don't know. But hey, got it done, and it was a nice attack. So going up further in the field, and we're with Shamo on number 22, and I think I attempted this base, and I dropped my queen at the top side. I dropped her right on the very north pinnacle, and then I sort of I quaked open the core, and sent my Valkyries in onto the Inferno Towers, but my Valks passed really awkwardly, and it meant I missed the raid and didn't get the 3-star, so I was really annoyed and a little bit embarrassed. But clearly Shamo's here to clean up for the clan and get the triple. It's an easy base, don't get me wrong. Yes, it's max defense, but it's an easy layout, and therefore if it's an easy layout, that makes such a big difference, because it makes it whether it's easy to 3-star or not, especially with the max Valkyries these days. You bought some hogs as well, which is what I did. For your exposed defences, you've got the top side here with the arch towers and cannons. Queen walk looking good, and here it is, same sort of entry point that I did. The wizard will take out that army camp, meaning that the Valks won't path to it, and they're going to go into the Inferno Tower. The only thing here is he hasn't got any route into that second Inferno Tower, so he's basically got to hope that the Valks get there quickly and efficiently, because if they don't, he might get in a little bit of trouble. Here the Valks go, look, pushing through. Are they going to go into the right compartment? No, they're not. They're running around the outside, so that's the worry I had. But then they've run back, and now they've gone into the right compartment, which is insane. That was my biggest worry. That's why I quaked open over the town hall in my attack, so that they had a direct route in. But hey, if you've got that many Valks going into that Inferno Tower quickly under rage, you are laughing. Much easier. Anyway, this attack is essentially done. So great cleanup of my raid by Shamo. Optimus I did show in a different raid, and the final one we're going to show is by Bez. If you do want to see the attacks on 6, 4 and 8, they are on that other video I mentioned earlier in this one, which was the town hall, the bowler special. So Bez dropped some good use of bowlers here, I think, if this is the raid I'm thinking of. Bit of a queen walk to start. I thought there were bowlers, and he's going to use the clan castle to funnel with them in the CC. I hope I'm right. There we are, look. So, bowlers are a good troop if you can control them. Nice little giant walk there to just stop the initial damage, and look at the fact he's almost got 2 point defense down so quickly. But the beauty of them is the layers of funneling that they can do. That is their golden ticket. That is why they become very useful. Look at this now. We're getting layer 2 funneling, which means that the Valkyries should have no excuse and they should head inside. Unfortunately, because it's quite a high HP building, like the gold storage, it hasn't gone down, which would have been great if it did, because it made that funneling even easier. He's only got 10 Valks, but if he sends them straight through the bottom, which he's going to do, he should have a direct route into that core. It looks like that drill is going to be the entry point, so if he drops his rage spell near that anywhere, they're gonna get in. They're quickly in. Rage, heal, gonna want to use soon, I would have thought. He's biding his time a little bit. Maybe he's saving his heal spell for the hog, so he's just relying on the Valks to take down that core, and then going to rely on the bowlers and the hog riders to finish up the base, and the queen walk on the opposite side. So almost suicide Valks there, basically, to finish up the base, and going to rely on the hogs and the bowlers to finish up the rest. King looking good, queen looking good, not much point defense left. The raid is essentially done, isn't it? That's it's as simple as that. Nice hit there, and that will conclude our video. So yeah, again, I don't think we cleared the 10s. I think we got close on this war. Was there oh no, I think we did. Yeah, it was 5 that but that was an 11 that survived. Yeah, we did clear the 10s. But clearing the 10s these days, you know, a lot of those were lower level bases or just really weak layouts. I mean, you saw that one hit on 9. You saw the hit by coin, just makes it that a little bit easier. But anyway, we have finished this video. I hope you guys have enjoyed it. A few interactions with Ben in there, and a great variation of raids. So I hope you enjoyed. Peace out. And I'll see you in the comment section.